Chapter 4 is motion in plane. In the motion in plane, actually we are discussing motion in two dimensions. Actually we are discussing motion in two dimensions. So first see, we found that what are the various content available in chapter 4. In motion in plane, first we are going to discuss vectors. First we are going to discuss about vectors. A lot of things we are needed to discuss about vectors. Then after the vectors, second point, actually we discuss here motion in two dimensions. Motion in two dimensions. We discuss each and every component: distance in two axis, displacement two axis, velocity two axis, acceleration two axis. Everything will divide. Every motion parameter will divide in two dimensions and motion in 2D. Then we discuss here related motion. Then we discuss related motion in two dimensions. Related motion in two dimensions. Relative motion in two dimensions. We have discussed relative velocity in 1D. Now in this chapter we will start relative velocity in two dimensions. When I am talking for relative velocity in two dimensions, there is specialized two category of questions which are specialized. One category of question is rain and man, and second category of question is river and man. One category of question is rain and man, and second category of question is river and man. River and man question, that means rain and man question. It's saying that when you are moving and rain is falling, at that moment in which direction you have to hold your umbrella. And you have seen a lot of time that when you are studying, rain is vertically falling. When you start to learn, you are seeing rain is coming in front of you. So how the direction of rain is changing, then we discuss point at that moment here. Now, if I'm going to brief motion in 2D, in the two dimension, we are needed to discuss two kinds of point. One point will be here projectile motion, PM. PM for projectile motion, and second will be circular motion, CM. We will discuss two kind of motions here. One is projectile motion and one is circular motion. Two motion in two dimension I will obtain here. Projectile motion, circular motion. Circular motion I will discuss only one category, uniform circular motion. I will discuss only uniform circular motion here. Uniform circular motion. If uniform word is attached, that means speed of object remains constant. If I'm talking uniform circular motion, that means speed of object remains constant and object is moving on circular path. That's why it is circular motion. It is uniform circular motion. In projectile motion, I will discuss the two cases. In projectile motion, I will discuss two cases. First case, object is thrown at an angle theta. Object is thrown at an angle theta. Object is thrown at an angle theta with some velocity. And second situation, case second. If object is thrown from some height, it is ground. It is ground. Object is available at h height and object is thrown horizontally. Object is thrown horizontally from some height. Object is thrown horizontally from some height. That we will find out here. Two cases we will discuss in projectile motion. Two cases we will discuss in projectile. Two cases we will discuss in projectile motion. Now, the major topic which we are needed to start right now, that is what? Vectors. That is what? Vectors. Vectors we are beginning today. So I will detail out vectors now. I hope you have copied this thing. We are going for vectors. The first topic of chapter 4 is here, vectors. In the vectors, first summarize that what are the various things which we are going to study about vectors. First, definitely we will introduce about the vector. During the introduction, we will discuss about what is the vector, what are the different definition segment of vectors here, what are the various properties of vector. We discuss about. After vector, there is the major property, that is addition of vector. What is that? Addition of vector. And vector is added in a number of manners. So first, in case of addition, methods is two. One is graphical addition and one is analytical. We are having the two kinds of vector additions. One is graphical addition and one is analytical vector addition. Two kind of vector addition we will discuss. Now, these both graphical and analytical, these both kind is done by different method. Like as we will discuss here triangle law of vector addition. We discuss triangle law of vector addition. We discuss parallelogram law of vector addition. Parallelogram law. We will discuss polygon law of vector addition. In the graphical, we will discuss three methods: triangle law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition, and polygon law of vector addition. These three methods in graphical segment we discuss. For analytical we discuss only two: triangle law and parallelogram law. For analytical, we discuss only two methods: triangle law as well as parallelogram law. Thereafter, we'll discuss resolution of vector. We'll discuss resolution of vectors. Resolution of vectors. As we are discussing motion in 2D, that means coordinate is available in 2 dimensions. Coordinates are available in 2 dimensions, so I have to resolve these coordinates in the separate axes. That will be called here resolution of vector. This process will be very important in the remaining physics, because this concept will utilize a lot now onwards. That is resolution of vector. After resolution of vector, then we'll discuss one more thing, that is product of vector, multiplication of vector, product of vectors. In case of multiplication, we will discuss two major processes. One is called dot product and one is called cross product. One is your dot product and one is your cross product. There are two methods to multiply vectors. One is dot product and one is cross product. What is dot product and cross product? When two vectors are multiplied. When two vectors are multiplied and resultant is a scalar quantity. Resultant is a scalar quantity. For example, when force vector is multiplied by displacement vector, I will obtain the work done. I will obtain the work done. This is what? Work is a scalar quantity, and this will be obtained by use of dot product. This will be obtained by use of dot product. This will be obtained by use of dot product. And when two vectors are multiplied and they resulted is a still vector, then I will utilize the cross product. There are the two kind of the multiplication methods. There are two kinds of multiplication methods for the product of vectors. This is the whole which we are going to discuss about the right here. Introduction to vector. Introduction to vector. In the start of physics, definitely definition comes to you, or in the 9th class also you have studied what are the vectors. Physical quantity which are represented. You can write the definition of vector. Physical quantities which are represented by magnitude as well as direction. Physical quantities which are represented by magnitude as well as direction. These are called vectors. That means these are needed two things for their representation. These need magnitude as well as direction. These need magnitude as well as direction. These are the vectors. For example, we have studied displacement vector, velocity vector, acceleration vector, force vector. We have studied the number of physical quantities which are working as vectors. Displacement vector, velocity vector, acceleration vector, and force vector. These are not all. Number of vectors are still there. Now, first question comes there: how to represent a vector? How to represent a vector? That is the first point. Representation of vector. How to represent a vector? How will I differentiate that this is vector quantity, this is scalar quantity? What is the manner of representation for vector quantity? See, vector is represented in this manner. This is the arrow. One side it is having length of the arrow, and this is sign here. This length of line, this represents magnitude. This is for what? Magnitude. And this is for direction. As vector is having two things, one is magnitude and one is direction. So both things I am needed to represent here, magnitude as well as direction. So I will represent the vectors in this manner. This represents magnitude, this represents direction. Now, if you want to represent quantities, if you want to make, this is the vector quantity, what to do? Attach a symbol like it. Now it is vector quantity. If I am saying that electric field, it is a vector, attach an arrow sign here. It will represent it is vector quantity. It is represent vector counting. This symbol of arrow here, this arrowhead represents the direction, and this length represents the magnitude of vector. This is the way to represent vector. Next point, equal vectors. Equal vectors. It is simply when two vectors are exactly similar in magnitude as well as direction. Both things matter. Magnitude as well as direction. Then I will say vectors are equal vectors. Like this one vector, second vector. This is vector A, this is vector B. I will say both are equal vectors. A vector is equals to B vector. Why? Magnitude and direction both are same. Magnitude and direction both similar, both same. Then only I will say these vectors are equal vectors. These vectors are equal vector. If anything is variable, either magnitude or direction, if any one is also variable, then I will say these are unequal vector. For example, this is vector A and this is vector B. Magnitude of these both vectors are similar. Magnitude of these both vectors are similar. Then I will say these are unequal vector. These are unequal vectors. Why? Direction is opposite. Direction is opposite. Magnitude is same. but direction is opposite. Definitely, these both will be unequal vector. And if I'm saying in this manner, this is A vector and this is B vector. Both vectors are available in the same direction, but these are also unequal vector. These are also unequal vector. Why these are unequal vector? Due to different magnitude. Magnitude is different. Different magnitude of both vectors. That's why I've said that these are unequal vector. Different magnitude here. I'm talking here different magnitude. If magnitude different, vectors different. Direction different, vectors not equal. If both are in same direction, same magnitude, I will say vectors are equal. And if these both are different, definitely both are the unequal vectors. Next point, modulus of vector. Modulus or magnitude of vector. Modulus or magnitude of vector. Modulus of vector is the better terminology, derived only modulus of vector. It is for representation of magnitude. Magnitude of any vector. Magnitude of any vector. Magnitude of any vector quantity will represent the modulus of vector. If I am saying this is vector A, if I am saying it is vector A, then what is the modulus? Modulus will be represented in this manner. Two parallel lines are placed side. Two parallel lines are placed side. Now it is working as modulus of vector. And magnitude is always a scalar quantity. You can write, if I am writing modulus of A vector, modulus of A vector equals to this one, or you can write only A. Remove this vector, because this is direction and this is magnitude. Both things are available there. So if I'm removing the vector sign, it is working only scalar quantity, and scalar is what? Magnitude part. So I can write only the magnitude part also. So what is the modulus of vector? It is simply magnitude of vector, quantity of vector, or the length of the line. By the line arrow sign we are representing the vector. This is for direction and this length is for magnitude of vector. So this is whole modulus of vector. After modulus of vector, we should know unit vector. This is very important. It is having a lot of role in our physics. What is unit vector? It is simply first head up. There is any vector, a vector. If this vector is divided by modulus of this vector, if any vector is divided by modulus of its own, then I will obtain a vector that is called unit vector. That is called unit vector. This A cap is what? Unit vector. Because its magnitude is what? Its magnitude is always 1. What is magnitude? Magnitude of unit vector is always 1. If you multiply any quantity with unit vector, there is no effect on the magnitude, but direction sense will be attached. So whenever you want to show the sense of direction, it is the usual process that multiply that physical quantity by unit vector. So in the particular given quantity, direction sense can be attached by use of unit vector. Unit vector, how will you obtain the unit vector? Any vector quantity divided by modulus of that vector quantity. Modulus of that vector quantity. Then you will obtain the unit vector. Modulus of unit vector is always 1. And how the unit vector represented? A cap. How the unit vector is represented? A cap. Cap is the symbol of unit vector. This is the only symbol. This is pure vector. This is modulus of vector. I hope these initial points about vectors. This is null vector. What is this? Null vector or zero vector? Null vector or zero vector? Symbol saying, what is the null vector, zero vector? That means vector having zero magnitude. Vector having zero magnitude. It is zero magnitude vector. Zero magnitude vector. Zero magnitude vector. Now again question arises, if it is having the zero magnitude, what is the sense to represent it? What is the sense to represent it? Sense is only this one. If I am saying 2 I cap, I cap is represented for x-axis. Minus 2 I cap. Minus 2 I cap. Then I will obtain 2 minus 2 is 0. But what is I cap minus I cap? I cap minus I cap is not 0. It is only I cap. I cap minus I cap is only what here? I cap. I will say it is the null vector. It is the null vector. When two vectors are subtracted, result is not only 0. I will say result is what? Result is 0 vector or it is null vector. There is some more point. If any quantity is multiplied, if any quantity is multiplied by null vector, anything if you want to multiply with the null vector, what will be a result? Definitely only the null vector. You will obtain the 0. If I multiply the lambda with the null vector, what will be my result? My result will be only what? null factor. Any quantity, if you want to multiply with the null factor, what is the result? You'll obtain only the null factor. And there is some importance of null factor. Definitely, that's why we discuss this null factor. If I want to show what are the position coordinates of an object which is present on the origin points, what are the position coordinates of a point which is present on the origin point, then I have to say that this is what? Null vector, because it is having 0, 0, 0 coordinates. It is available at the reference point or the origin point. So I will say this is the importance. If I want to represent position of a reference position of a origin point, then how will I represent? By use of null vector. If I am saying an object is moving with constant velocity, if an object is moving with constant velocity, what is the acceleration? What is the acceleration? So I will say acceleration is change in velocity by time, but change in velocity is 0. But velocity is a vector quantity, as I will represent acceleration is a 0 vector. Acceleration is a 0 vector. This is the way and why null vector is utilized. Addition of vectors. Addition of vectors. First, I will go for the graphical method. And in the graphical, first method is triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. Triangle law of vector addition. How or what the triangle law of vector addition states? When two vectors are represented in same order. When two vectors are represented in same order by two sides of triangle, then third side of triangle will represent the resulting vector. I am repeating this statement, kindly write it. When two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle in same order, then third side of triangle will represent the resultant. Third side of triangle will represent the resultant of these two vectors. That means our vector is here, a vector plus b vector. This is the direction of resultant. This is the direction of resultant. In vector, this portion is called tail part, this portion is called head part. So in case of triangle of vectors, it says first vector line, second vector, this meeting point. This meeting point is where? Head to tail. This meeting point is where? Head to tail. And when we are going for resultant, see, it is tail to tail and head to head. In case of resultant, head to head and tail to tail meeting point, and these two vectors which are representing the sides of triangle, their meeting is what? Head to tail. That is called the same order. Two sides or two vectors are available in same order, representing two sides of triangle. Then third side of triangle will represent the resultant vector of these two vectors. Second graphical method, parallelogram law of vector addition. Now, how this law works? First, see it carefully. If two vectors are represented, it is first vector A. If two vectors are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. If two vectors are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Now, I am forming, this is the parallelogram. This is your parallelogram. This is corresponding to vector A. This is corresponding to vector B. Then, the diagonal of parallelogram, starting from the same origin point from where vector A and vector B is started. Starting from the same origin point from where vector A and vector B is started, then this diagonal of parallelogram will represent the resultant vector. Our vector will be A vector plus B vector. Kindly write this statement carefully here. When two vectors are represented by two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, having same origin point, then diagonal of parallelogram starting from same origin point will represent resultant of these two vectors. I can say this is the direction of this resultant vector from the direction of vector A. This is parallelogram law of, I'm giving the statement of parallelogram law of vector addition again. Please write it. If two vectors are represented both in magnitude and direction, by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, starting from a common point, starting from a common point, then their resultant, then their resultant is represented, then their resultant is represented in both magnitude and direction, in both magnitude and direction by diagonal, by diagonal of parallelogram, by diagonal of parallelogram, passing through passing through passing through that same point, passing through that same point. This is the statement of parallelogram law of vector addition.